of them. You can, but it's very hard to hit. Where's new? Good job, GI unit. I push right side, he's one shot. It feels like a moment that would benefit us to use it. Left side, badass. Got him with the cheese.
Would you look at that? Playing Call of Duty again. Who would have thought? You know, it's really weird. There's just something about this series that I cannot get away from. And maybe you're the same. If you're watching this video, you might have quit Call of Duty and stayed gone from the series. But there's a reason you clicked back on this video. And I must say, I have endless memories from this series. I've been playing since 2001. And before Call of Duty, there was Medal of Honor. So I've, been treading around for a while. And there's just something about Call of Duty that it has a certain tone to it that people cannot help themselves but want to play. Even if you don't. We can't help ourselves. We want to play this game. Whether it's you're looking back on memories from the golden era, right? Call of Duty 4, all the way to Black Ops 2. That's not to say any after that were bad or good or whatever. But that era, especially, was where a lot of people had some of the best memories. But why is that, right? Is it because the games were better? Is it because they ran better? Is it because the developers were better, more passionate? Is it because you were better at the game? Like when you were in your prime? Or was it because the consoles were better at the time? There wasn't crossplay, and you had Xbox 360 versus PlayStation 3. Sony versus Microsoft. It was a big brawl battle. You had Halo, Gears of War. You had Call of Duty, which was on both. And then on the PlayStation, you had stuff like God of War, Little Big Planet, and a bunch of other games that it's too many to list in the video. For the sake of content, let's deep dive a little bit, right? Why do people fucking hate this game so much? And I think it truly comes from a fandom standpoint. A lot of true haters, people that really just get on all the time, got something bad to say about it. They're actually some of the biggest fans, myself included. I talk a lot of shit on this fucking series. I want to love this series, and it'll never be perfect. And you know what's weird? That's what makes it great. It's twisted. Think about it. People were always complaining about Call of Duty. It didn't matter if it was from 2012, the peak, Black Ops 1 all the way to Black Ops 2, that was peak. I don't care. Maybe not sale-wise. At the time it was. But the public general perception online, on YouTube, on Twitch, Justin TV at the time, throwback, those were all, it was at its peak. That was where it was most positively reviewed. And then something changed. And it started kind of with Modern Warfare 2, with the firing of Vince Zampella and Jason West. Shout out to the OGs. Rest in peace, Vince Zampella. It's weird to see the direction that this series has took. Here's the thing though, this series is still thriving. You can look at numbers and say this and that, but it's a very profitable series. And the reason for that, they have such a refined, at this point it's refined. It's so refined, in fact, that they can put out anything. People can still find enjoyment in it. As much as I do not like the most recent Call of Duty, Black Ops 7 for the sake of the video, I still like the game. I still have the itch to play this fucking game. Not as much as I did when I was younger. There's a lot more factors for that, partially because I'm a grown-ass man now, and I've got grown-ass man responsibilities. But when I was a kid, you could not pull me off Call of Duty, bro. I was on that 12 to 15, 16, 17 hours a day. I intentionally slept less so I could play games even more. I was that guy, and I'm sure a lot of you were too. So, the biggest question is, why do we still talk about it if we hate it so much? And I think the biggest reason is because, like I said, we're huge fans of the series. And it's a lot of it to do with nostalgia, I think, partially, right? That's why they're nostalgia baiting so much on newer games, not just Call of Duty, Battlefield, Halo, even, right? All these, big games, they give map throwbacks, weapon throwbacks, just different functions. Heck, Modern Warfare 3, when it launched 2023, they had Modern Warfare 2 soundtracks that you could buy, of course, because why would it be free? To get a taste of nostalgia, And it's just interesting to see where the series is at now, where there's some good. Crossplay, I think, is one of the greatest. This may be a hot take. I don't care. We're at a weird peak with gaming where it does not matter. It's no longer a barrier to entry for you and your buddies to game. Oh, you're on PC? Great news. Oh, great news. You're on last gen console. Well, at this current year, we can still play with each other. But it may not be great, but hey, like I said, you can still game with your buddies. And that's what it's about. Friendship and camaraderie, but also some shit talking, let's be real. That's one of the biggest critiques with modern video games is all the censorship. Obviously, I don't believe in saying anything too crazy, like threats. That's where the line gets drawn. But shit talking, let that shit fly. The fuck? Like, what are we, 12? It even says rated. It's adult. You know what I mean? So, like, are we not adults? Everybody's feelings get hurt nowadays. I don't know. I mean, I truly think that this series had such a cultural impact. It should be studied. It really should. Because people that still can't stand the game, so they say, they talk about this motherfucker like it's their job. It's always like they're on Twitter, they're in comments, they're on live streams. Like, they can't stop talking about the game. And I kind of like it. Honestly, I kind of do. I like that there's competition because people like to say Battlefield 6 is dead and all that. Look, man, Battlefield 6 is still doing pretty good. Yes, they lost a good portion of their player base. If we're being honest, that's a big retaliation towards Call of Duty. When they hit like 900,000 players or whatever it was during the beta of Battlefield 6, that was more or less not organic, right? Those were a lot of Call of Duty players just to, in my opinion, gaslight themselves into thinking they could scare Activision, Big Daddy Activision, to getting their shit together, air quotes, and making a better game. Dude, we were talking shit to the devs all the way back in Black Ops 1 MW2 days. Remember Stealth Clown Robert Bowling? Who forgets that? I mean, if you were an OG, you would know. If it's ball knowledge. Dude, we would be giving these devs hell for so many years. 2009, brother. Like, that is so long ago. The only thing that's really changed is just the updated graphics, cross-play, and a couple other things. I will say the cheating has gotten out of hand, but that's not just with Call of Duty. That's with a lot of games right now. The cheating's just gotten out of hand. That needs to be another video, and I would love to actually discuss it because I can deep dive into that too if you guys would like to see. Let me know down in the comments if you want to see me deep dive. What has been the uptick in cheating? And it's not just PC, right? It's on console too. Cronus's, you can look on Amazon and see how many they get sold a month. It's insane. You will be sick. Because there's so many times where I'm always suspicious of someone just aiming a little too good. And I don't want to feel like that. I want to feel like, hey, that dude just beat my ass. I can learn something from him. But you can't learn from a dude with cheats. It's hard to learn that. The computer did it. So, it's insane. It's definitely given us a complex. If you're a fan of Call of Duty, like I said, if you're watching this video, you're definitely a fan. And you were interested to see what I had to say. If you made it this far, thank you. Feel free to drop a like if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, do a dislike. I don't give a shit. Let me know why you didn't like it. And let me know down in the comment section what you really feel about Call of Duty. And how do you feel about the direction they're taking it? Because guess what? We've had the same complaints since 2009. The more things change, the more they stay the same. So, that being said, you guys, of course, have an awesome day. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.